What about you? Are you feeling alright?
I knew you'd come out unscathed. Us, on the other hand, well, we've been bedridden for 2 days. I couldn't even turn over. Oh, and I wanted to ask, is Clairvy gone? Linny and the other members have left Poisson and returned to the House of the Hearth. According to him, there haven't been any more sightings of a spirit roaming the house.
I see.
I'm glad. Father came to check up on us 2 days ago and told us about what happened with Crucibina and Clairvy. Actually, I've met Crucibina before.
Wait, what?
Crucibina died a year after Clairvy. Crucibina had an extremely cruel... When I joined, though, the experiment she valued so much had already come to an end. A couple of months after I joined, Father killed Crucibina and burned all her files. With that, the names of all the people subjected to her experiments, Clairvy included, were lost to the flames, along with the painful memories they represented.
Father took in Lenny and me a couple months after that, but she never mentioned anything about Crucibina or Clairvy.
It really seems like something she was planning to keep to herself. The last time you talked to her, did she mention why she kept it a secret for so long?
She said she didn't want us to be affected by the darkness of the past. She was worried we'd develop a false sense of gratitude towards her if we knew about it. The foundation of a family should be free of any corrupting influence. Whatever happened in the past, it has nothing to do with who we are now. And that's what Father told us in the end.
But I still thanked her for everything. It was only after hearing about what Crucibina did that I finally realized how insignificant our lives could have been. The members of the house meant nothing to her. To say that she valued them in any way, even just as a tool, would probably be giving her too much credit. If Father hadn't taken over the House of the Hearth, I probably would have already...
Father rarely brings up the fact that she saved us. She doesn't believe that being indebted to her should be what ties us together. But even if we didn't owe her anything, we may have arguments or times when we feel wronged. Some people may even choose to leave. But as long as Father is here, we will always have a home.
Whether the path before us is bathed in sunlight or shrouded in shadow, we'll follow. So I wanted to say...
Oh, we didn't do anything.
Of course. You're welcome.
Are Filio and Nantoy okay?
I actually saw them at a cafe. They didn't recognize me. From what I could tell, they seemed happy. If I had to take a...
is no escape! Strike! Wind strike! Quiver! Illusion shatter!
Time to go.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Thank you for completing today's... Ad Astra Abyssosk. Perfect. It's you two. I have a commission here that has your names written all over it. In fact, I'd even go so far as to say you're the only ones for the job.
The only ones for the job?
The Adventurers Guild doesn't... All it asks us to do is to find a missing person.
Huh?
I came across this commission while reviewing our back. It seems simple, but our records indicate that over a dozen successive efforts to complete it have all ended in failure, with the reputation of the Adventurers Guild and the performance of the Sumeru branch at stake.
Well, that's us for sure.
If it proves to be beyond your capabilities as well.
Okay, so who are we looking for?
This commission was jointly issued by the residents of Vimara Village. They say one of their own villager, but the problem is, they don't know the missing person.
They're all from the same village, but they don't even know his name? If so many adventurers have failed to complete this commission, maybe...
Unlikely. Several villagers came by to issue the commission, and judging by their besides, putting up a commission requires a processing fee. There aren't many upsides to a prank that costs Mora to carry out. In any case, it would probably be best to go to Vimara Village and ask around first. The Adventurers Guild does have some information on hand.
All right then, let's go! I'm on
Time to go.
We made it to Vimara Village! Why don't we talk to some of the villagers to learn a little bit more about the missing guy? If this commission is really as challenging as Catherine made it out to be...
Hello there. Are you looking to buy something? I do business.
Oh, no, we're adventurers.
Ah, so you're here about that, then. To be honest, we aren't holding out much hope. Many adventurers, we've pretty much had it up to here in questions. And the area around the...
So, this person we're looking for, what's his name?
I don't know. I really have no...
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to sound short with you. I was actually just... I know it may seem like we don't have anything to offer by way of information, but I promise you, we all have a very strong impression of him. We just don't know the specifics. Maybe, at least that's what everyone in the village seems to think.
All right. Specifics aside, then.
Young guy. In his early 20s, probably. Incredibly kind sort of person. I chat with him when I didn't have any customers. I even saw him stick out his neck for others on more than one occasion.
Now that you've started talking about him, you don't seem nearly as down in the dumps.
But of course, everyone in the village is pretty fond of him. There aren't many young people like him nowadays. So genuine.
Could he have just moved?
No, he's not the type to leave without saying goodbye. And anyway, moving away without being seen by a single...
Huh. All right, thanks for the information. We're gonna go ask around some...
Time to go.
It's that guests I hear.
Hi, Grandpa Amadea. We're here to help you look for the guy that's gone missing.
Ah, so that's what brings you to these parts. Coming all this way for our sake. That's so very kind of you. With your help, I trust that young man's case is...
Could you tell us a bit about him?
Of course. I'm happy to help any way I can. With my failing eyesight, I'm afraid I can't offer much about his appearance. But I do remember hearing the sound of his voice. Not recently, of course. That loss has left me feeling quite empty. I don't think his parents are still living in the village. But somehow he never seemed lonely. In fact, he was usually the one offering companionship to others. He would often take time to visit the elderly or play with the orphans in the village. And whenever someone had something on their mind, he was there to listen with open ears. He always knew just what to say. As the village chief, I owe him many thanks. Helping villagers navigate difficult moments in their lives should have been one of my responsibilities. But he was often the one rising to the occasion. Wow.
He seems like such a nice and gentle person. No wonder his disappearance affected you all so much. But, you wouldn't happen to know any details about his name, address?
I'm ashamed to admit it, but I just can't remember. No matter how you look at it, I should know those things. But for some reason, no matter how hard I try to remember, the information just doesn't come. Perhaps my age really has caught up with me this time.
It's okay. There's no need to force yourself to try and remember. We'll figure something out. Well, Traveler, what do you think? Paimon thinks so too. Like, the name thing. It's so weird that no one remembers his name. And nobody has been able to tell us anything about his family or where he lived. It's like this guy's been erased from reality or something. Wait, so you're saying it's not that he's been erased, necessarily, but more like he never existed to begin with? Okay, Paimon's gonna need some time to process that one. Someone who only exists in people's memories?
You two are the adventurers who just arrived, right? You're here for the Vamara Village Commission?
Yep, sure are. We were just looking into the case.
I'm so glad to hear that. Thank goodness you haven't given up. I've been so worried the Adventurers Guild might cancel our commission. My name is Atosa, by the way. I grew up here in Vamara Village. Anyway, I just wanted to say, please keep searching for a missing villager.
Yeah, no need to worry. We'll give it our best shot. So, were you close to the missing
I'm not sure.
Time to go.
Is this the place? Under this tree?
Yep. I know it doesn't look like much, but this place is very meaningful to me. It's so full of memories. We used to always sit together under this tree and talk. Sometimes we would look up at the clouds in the sky, or stop to feel the wind against our skin. We could sit... I was actually adopted by the people of Vamar village. The forest rangers found me in the woods as a child. I was surrounded by such good people, and growing up in the village was so lively. Still, there were times when I couldn't help but feel incredibly alone.
Alone?
How should I put it? When something's bothering you, or when you have good news to share, you always want to talk about it with somebody. But for the longest time, I didn't know who I could talk to, or if I should say anything at all. Everyone has their own problems to deal with. Even if I might want to confide in others... Really? You know exactly how I feel?
Aww.
Wow, that sounds really nice. You're quite lucky. When it comes to our missing villager, well... I guess you could say that to me. He felt like both a family member I could rely on and a friend who could really understand me. No matter what came my way, I knew I could always talk to him. He was so thoughtful and pure, and patient, too. Whenever I talked to him, he would always seem so interested, as if the things I was describing were just as important to him as they were to me. Ever since he disappeared, there's been so much I wanted to tell him. No, none of those things matters now. I just really want to see him again.
Wow. You two must have been really close. Did he ever tell you anything about himself?
He mostly just talked about interesting things he saw around the village. He'd share a lot of his own wild ideas as well. Oh, right! I did ask him about his parents once. But all he said was, they're not here anymore. I didn't know whether that meant they had left the village or passed away, and I didn't want to pry.
Still not much to go off of.
Look at me. Talking your ear off and still nothing to show for it. I'm sorry I wasn't more help. The last time I talked this much in one go was when we were still together. Come to think of it, every time we talked, it always seemed to be around dusk, just like right now. Time always passed by really slowly. Even when it felt like we'd been talking for hours, the sun would still be at the same position in the sky.
Well, time always seems to pass slower when you're relaxed, right? What's wrong, Traveler? Hey, look at those hilly the Abyss Order. Could they be the ones behind all of this? Uh-oh, we've been spotted! Quick, get ready to fight!
There is no escape! Flash! No turning back!
Clouds hide. The birds call.
Wind Strider! Let's light it up! Teamwork is dreamwork!
The wind knows me.
Strike! Illusion shattered!
Wind Strider.
There is no quiver!
Thank you so much. I wasn't expecting monsters to show up. If you hadn't been here, I'm not sure what I would have done.
It was no trouble.
Now that I think about it, the hilly trolls around Vilmara village have been a lot more active lately. They seem agitated and would often attack anything in sight. Chief Amadea doesn't allow the children to play in the area around.
Maybe the Abyss Order. Well, we should head back and check out the situation in Vilmara village just in case. If the. Wait a second. That person. It's Dainsleif!
Ah, it's you two.
Oh, a friend of yours? Well, I'll leave you all to it then.
Yep, see you later. Why do you always have to pop up out of nowhere like that? Is it your life's mission to jump scare us or something?
It's hardly personal, or intentional for that matter. As long as you and I are both in pursuit of the Abyss Order, we're bound to cross paths.
Ah, so you're here to investigate the Abyss Order then. That would explain the monsters you were fighting just now.
Naturally. Hold on. Are you not here for the same purpose? No matter. It may have taken you a while to catch on, but I'm sure you've also realized by now that there's something strange about this place. The Abyss Order is most certainly planning something in this area. Or worse, their plan could already be in motion.
So you think the Abyss Order is behind the hilly trail activity in the area?
As things stand, I highly doubt that is their primary motive. I would imagine the increased hilichurl activity is merely a byproduct of whatever it is they're really trying to accomplish.
Still, the hilichurl activity is causing a lot of problems for the people here. We should stick around for a while and protect the village, don't you think?
The best way to protect them is by figuring out what the Abyss Order is truly planning. That is how we prevent further tragedy. And you shall have them. I never intended to hide anything from you. Don't worry. There should be ample time to talk. So that was the someone who seems to only exist in people's memories. It appears all we have by way of clues is...
Right! That mysterious...
Traveler, let me ask you this. Do you believe your sibling to have betrayed you? I sense hesitation in your word. There's still hope for the two of you to reconcile. The sinner you wish to know about, his situation is different. He and his name is Vedderfolnir, the Visionary. I'm loath to admit it, but he is also my kin, my older brother.
Your brother?
There were 5 of them. The 5 sinners, the wise Roptatir, the Visionary Vedderfolnir, Gold Rhindaughter, the foul Sertologi, and Rehir of Solnari. No matter how eroded my memory may become, I will never forget their names.
Wait, some of those names sound really familiar. Rhindaughter is the one who created Albedo. Sertologi is Skirk's master, and the one we just learned about, Dane's brother, Vedderfolnir. If he was the voice of the sinner, then the one who inspired Clotar to create the Abyss Order was him!
They were once people of great esteem in Canria. Those who carried the hopes of the nation. 6 of us. Together. Yet, deep within, the 5 of them craved something more. They could not resist the call of the Abyss, and divided among themselves a power that could destroy the world. So they became sinners, but also transcendent beings, each in possession of world-shattering power. And when the cataclysm occurred, not one of them stood up in defense of their nation. Not one came forward to prevent the tragedy, and for that, they shall... Indeed, if they are not stopped, the day is sure to come when they will also betray the entire world. Of course, as I said...
So, Dane, what have you been looking into all this time?
I've continued to investigate the questions surrounding the Loom of Fate. It's been quite some time since the initial operation was launched. By retrieving the eye of the first field tiller, we were able to stop part of their plan from coming to fruition.
Oh, Paimon remembers! Weren't they going to use it to corrupt Osial and make a god or something?
Indeed. However, it's obvious that was just some sort of technical experiment. The eye was integral to their plan, yet somehow, despite failing to obtain it, they've skipped the experimental phase and found some other way to keep moving forward. There are many signs pointing to that effect.
Then what should we do? It's not too late, is it?
Our most pressing concern is to determine the purpose of the Loom of Fate. From there, we'll be able to deduce the Abyss Order's true objective. Based on the intel I've gathered so far, I suspect the Loom of Fate is related to the ley lines in some way.
The ley lines?
Traveler, you were able to observe your siblings' memories last time, yes? I believe that was due to the fact that the ley lines in that area were unstable. My recent investigation has shown that Abyss Order activity in a particular area is usually followed by a series of issues with the ley lines.
Wait, then our commission here in Vamara Village, the person who seems to exist only in people's memories, could it be connected?
It's certainly possible. I'll join your investigation tomorrow. This missing persons case could very well turn out to be the key to unraveling these mysteries.
Well, if we're teaming up with Dane again, we're gonna need all the energy we can get. Let's try investigating somewhere a little further. So tired. Paimon used way too much brain juice yesterday. It's all... Well, let's go find Dane. We've got a lot to do today. Dane? Hello, Dane? Why are you just zoning out over here? Did something happen?
The missing person from your commission. Could you describe them to me?
Oh, young guy? Early 20s? Seriously, Dane, what's going on?
There appear to be certain memories in my mind that weren't there before. Memories of him.
Maybe we just talked too much about him yesterday and you had a weird dream or something?
No, it wasn't a dream. And I'm certain I've never met this person before. I remember... handing him the eye of the first field tiller.
What? Okay, so this missing person definitely has something to do with the Abyss Order then!
Indeed. and it appears he possesses the ability to implant memories into the minds of others.
Wait then. All the memories the villagers have. But why would he do something?
Whatever the Abyss Order is planning, an important truth has been revealed to us this morning.
What sort of truth?
That their goal is still to obtain the eye of the first field tiller. They haven't stopped searching for it. I am the only person who knows its location. Perhaps implanting that particular memory was an attempt to interfere with my mind in some way. Your concerns are not entirely unfounded. I don't believe the Abyss Order is capable of altering reality like that just yet. However, considering their single-minded, come with me. We must check whether the eye is still in our possession.
Oh, so you're going to take us to where you hid it?
Of course.
I won't go running off anymore.
So you hid it way out here? Not a easy... Well, let's go check to see if it's safe.
Traveler, wait. We've no time to lose. Let's head inside.
Flash!
One with nature.
Illusion shattered!
It appears the mechanisms here have changed over time. You can access the upper floor through the side door. Perhaps you should try reactivating the mechanism over there.
Let's light it up! Quiver! Inazuma shines eternal!
Make sure all the runes are pointing in the direction indicated by the light. That should unlock the mechanism. Ah, the door's open. Let's go. Our destination is just up ahead.
Looks like we can't go any further.
Be on your guard.
It's the Abyss Order! They're here!
Shine down! Strike! Torn to oblivion! Quiver! Adventure, let's light it up! I'm going in! Illusion shattered! Let's light it up! Strike! There is no escape! Let's light it up! Adventure time! Let's light it up!
Just as I suspected. The false memories were a trap. Now that they're in the vicinity, we should have...
Dane? What's wrong?
Can you feel that? There's been a disturbance in the ley lines. It must be the work of the Abyss.
Wow, you must be really sensitive to that sort of thing. Paimon doesn't feel it.
You too. Do as I say. Use that mechanism over there and leave this place. The Abyss Order is putting something in motion. If you return to Vimara Village, I suspect you might finally have the opportunity to locate the missing villager. Just think of it as a way to divide and conquer. I knew going along with your trap would be the only way to meet with you face to face.
You risked your safety and that of the Eye? That's quite the gamble, Dainsleif. But I believe that
So you came here all on your own?
when the Twilight Sword is prepared for battle, any army I could send would only be marching to their doom. Better that I face you alone. I know you must have a lot, but if it's a conversation you want, you'll...
The Abyss Order's on the move. The ley lines are all out of whack. We better hurry back to Vimara Village. Hey, look at those hilly churls. Weren't they acting super agitated just a little while ago?
In the New World, they bade farewell to the shrouded sun. At last, they no longer needed to dwell on their suffering, or try to differentiate. Such was the price they paid, and thus their souls
Did you hear that? It sounded so Oh, this is weird. Looks like the same thing is happening over here.
You see, we're both still here. We've reclaimed an endless amount of time. Hello. Release your tears.
Over there. It looks like they're sleeping.
In the end, sleep well, Father. When you awake, that which differentiates us shall be known.
It almost sounds like a poem or... Well, now that the Hilichurls have come, let's put this situation to the side for now. Dane said this might be our chance to find... Grandpa Medea, is everyone all right? The Abyss Order seems to be up to something nearby.
The Abyss Order? Thank you for your concern.
Well, that's good to hear. Oh, also, you didn't happen to come across any clues about... Huh? You know, the young guy from That's kind of the whole reason...
Ah, I do apologize. At least right now, I can't seem to recall...
But how is that? Something's definitely not right. We just talked to Grandpa. What do you think, Traveler? Could everyone's memories of the missing villager have been erased? You're right.
Someone's gone missing? Who?
Just as expected. That guy you said a bunch of nice things. He's around 20 years old.
Oh, I know who you're...
Really?
There aren't many young people who've earned that kind of praise. Then there's only one person who fits the bill. No doubt about it. But, yeah, I just saw him leave the village.
Strange. Bayram seems to remember him. And apparently he just saw him? Do you think maybe it's not that there's something wrong with people's memories, but that...
Just like what happened with Greater Lord Rukadevada, no one remembers him. Because there's been a change in people's memory. If we really did travel back to a time before he disappeared, if this person only exists in people's memories...
Right! Paimon totally forgot about the leyline disturbances. We're in someone else's memory. Just like how you entered your sip. That would also explain why we seem to be at a time before he went missing. It's right. If he's someone who only exists in people's But didn't Bayron just say that he saw him leave the village with someone? Who knows how long this leyline disturbance is gonna last? Good idea! We pretty much figured out that the missing villager has the ability to... Right! That! Like, does it maybe
All the memories seem to be set in or near Vimara village. If time was allowed to pass within the false memories, there's a higher chance they might conflict with someone's... There's a difference between memories that arise from lived experience. Maybe not.
No wonder! All this time and the sky hasn't changed a bit! That's the tell of the implanted memories are... If the memories included the regular past, like there could be overlap or something. That's why he makes sure the memories take place at a...
sky. Dainsleif had memories and we thought she...
Oh, right! That's exactly what Atosa described!
Come to think of it, every time we talked, it always seemed to be around dusk. Just like right now. Time always passed by really slowly. Even when it...
Yep, that has to be it! This is definitely it. Yeah, that...
Time to go.
So, you see, Granny Jahiet was a mercenary when she was younger. She just talks like that out of habit. She's not trying to scare the children on purpose. Oh, there I go again. Always talking about my own things. It's okay if you don't.
Oh, I think you're an incredibly strong and thoughtful young woman. You'll meet many amazing people and live a very happy life. You won't miss someone like me.
Huh? Are those your friends over there?
Oh, right! This version...
Friends? I guess you could say that. It must have taken them a... So...
Time, huh? Yeah.
It's nice to see you, Traveler. I believe this is the first time we've met.
Born into
You're... Kari Bear Alberich.
Oh. You know me? That's... Oh, I see. It was the memory, wasn't it? This is Atosa's memory, but I suppose I'll just leave her a message instead. Come. I suppose you could call it the realm of my consciousness. It's nothing. I still have enough strength to play the part of a good host. Extreme sorrow and pain. Hope and regret coursing through your veins. Father told me that once I possessed all those elements, but despite his intentions for me, in truth, I died. The person you see before you now is nothing but a... As for your question, The Loom of Fate is a device capable of weaving ley lines. In its primitive form, it can only be used to create and implant memories. But as more of it is completed, its power becomes stronger and stronger, until once fully completed, the moment it gains the power to weave ley lines, it loses the lower level ability to influence memories, but it also becomes a tool that can change the entire world. Yes, I have the ability to control the loom in its semi-completed form. After all, I was wrong to implant those memories. I just wanted them to feel like I once existed in this world. As if... I know what you must be. Why would I do something so... But I had to know what it would be like if I had my own life. Chief Ahmadiyya, Baram, Granny Jahiyat, Atosa. What would it be like if I could live alongside them? No cataclysm, no curse. I was curious, so I selfishly tried to have my own life. Even if that meant piecing together the version of myself that could have been. I know it sounds... After all, any chance at living was stripped away from me when I was 8 years old. My consciousness, even the form you see before you, was nothing but an invention based on my father's appearance. I know. But there's nothing I can do to make them... If I could exist in the real world, I would return without a second thought and surprise them with the... I know. Captain Dainsleif. Twilight's sword, you mean? Exactly. As someone who could only exist, the Loom of Fate has already been completed. No need to worry about Captain Dainsleif. He's absolutely fine. The only reason he lost the eye was because I happened to guess exactly. Captain Dainsleif has had the eye inside his body. His plan was to lure the Abyss Order to a false location, capitalizing on their pursuit of the eye in order to have the chance to confront the princess. He would then hand the eye to you and tell you to take it away from that location. That way, Captain Dainsleif could accomplish his own goal and ensure the safety of the eye all at once. That's right, because in his mind, he had given it to you already. Before you two entered that false location.
Traveler, wait. We've no time to lose. Let's head inside.
That was when I implanted the memory of him handing you the eye. Given the tense situation at that time, Captain Dainsleif failed to notice anything out of the ordinary, and took that memory to be real. I'm sorry, Traveler, but I needed the Loom of Fate to be completed. And to do that, we had to retrieve the eye. promise I'm not trying to conceal anything from you, but I truly have no idea what the princess is planning. Tevat's ley line system is deeply entrenched in the planet. Creating new ley lines can neither replace nor extend the ones that already exist. In the face of everything they could be planning, I fear I'm too insignificant to even get a glimpse of the bigger picture. In any case, I had my own use for the Loom of Fate, and my goal, at least, as you remember my father, don't you? Clotar Albert, after he used the power of the Abyss to restore consciousness to my hilichurl form. To comfort me, my father told me a story. That this was a fairy tale world. That story managed to dispel my fears. My goal was simple. To use the Loom of Fate in its near-completed form, when its ability to implant a specific memory into the minds of the hilichurls. In that memory, I would tell them a story, just like my father did for me. It was a story of fairy tales and love. But more than anything, it was the story of us. I can't change the world. Not when I lost the very right to exist within it. All that's left of my existence is a wisp of residual consciousness tied to the Loom of Fate. But now...
Looks like I was too late to see Kari Bear one last time. Kari Bear's consciousness is gone, and this space will soon disappear along with it. Neither of us belongs here. That's why we're not tangible. Were that not the case, I'd love to hug you too. Well, how about a conversation? The chance to just stop and talk like this is certainly not easy to come by. That battle earlier was tough. The one against Dane. I didn't expect that after everything, he would still... Were it not for that, perhaps I'd still be no match for the Twilight Sword. The Loom of Fate, huh? Before the heavenly principles awaken. Yes, for 500 years now, ever since the cataclysm. Not long ago, you witnessed the Hydro Archon destroy her divine throne. Such a flagrant disregard for the rules, and still Celestia took no action. However, the heavenly principles will awaken. You could say that. Just look at Kari Bear. He was so pure and single-minded. The space we now find ourselves is a perfect representation of who he was. Even as a hilichurl, seeing the terrible sight within the mirror wasn't enough to taint. He brought comfort to the people of this world, even though he was denied the very right to be. So ask yourself this.
Who was it that deprived him of that right to exist? Of course, that's only one example. My feet... Ether?
You're the only one in this world who calls me that. There's so much I wanted to ask you, but for some reason, I'm not interested in asking those questions right now. There's just one thing I have to ask. Why? Why can't we continue our journey together?
At the end of my journey, I arrived at a place known as the Sea of Flowers at the end. Do you remember? You told me you wanted to find a place in the universe where that one flower was in full bloom. To have a place like that, well, would you think of that?
You mean...
I miss you too, Ether. But as this war continues to rage, and as I continue to seek that final answer, I don't even know how to face myself sometimes.
What's going on?
This space has lost its tether. I doubt it'll be able to exist much longer. In fact, aside from our inability to physically interact with each other, there's something else you should know about this space. Everything in this space will be wiped from existence, including all memory of our reunion.
You're only telling me this now?
Oh, Paimon woke up a little earlier than you, so Paimon will fill you in. The villagers... Oh, and Dane came by just... He didn't say anything, though. Just made sure that you were alright and left. Kinda seemed like he had a lot on his mind, but let's think for a second. He was the missing villager that we've been trying to find, right? And after that... wait. Well, what happened after that?
Ah, there you are.
Bayram, you sure seem happy. Did something good happen?
Something good? Oh, it's just that, well, the village organized another search party yesterday. So there we were, searching away, when suddenly this one guy said it all. According to him, one day around dusk, he was passing by this one tree outside the village. There he was, sleeping under that tree all by himself. His parents came a little later to wake him up, and they all left together. And after that, well, we all started to feel like that really is what happened. Oh, and we also remembered his name, Curry Bear. Now, that's not a name you hear every day. Would have been helpful if we remembered it sooner. Well, I hope he's happy wherever he is.
Seems like everyone thinks Curry Bear left the village. That's probably for the best. At least they have some sort... Paimon wonders how a toast... Paimon didn't see her in the village...
Vision shattered! Wind Strider!